Hello and welcome back to another yoga session. My name is Elena and today I have a quick practice for you that will help you unwind after a long day. We will give some love and attention into the inner and the outer hips, into the side body, and basically give your nervous system the trigger and the signal that it's time to relax. Enjoy. If you're new to my channel, I'm making weekly new videos about yoga practice, about stress release, and give you little insights into how you can work with your mind and with your nervous system. So if that's something that's interesting for you, I suggest you subscribe to my channel and leave me a like. Hello. And if you haven't met Nala, this is my lovely assistant that will guide me through the practice. Oh, and Polly too. Hey guys, shall we do some yoga? All right, I got slightly distracted. Let's start with the practice. Right, guys? Okay, let's come to the top of the mat and find a comfortable stance for yourself. Comfortable meaning you give a little bounce into the knees, gently letting the shoulders drop down. And then starting to collect yourself in a strong upright Tadasana, rooting the feet down into the mat, starting to draw the energy from the ground into the center of the body, giving yourself a slight pull with the navel, and then rolling the shoulders up towards the ears, back and down, just resting them behind you. Gently lifting up the chin away from the chest and starting to create a soft focus through the eyes while you start to invite the breath into the posture. Starting to direct the breathing deeper into the belly, activating your vagus nerve. Good. Take one more breath to prepare before we start the movement. And then with your next breath in, you simply lift the hands with you while you breathe in, letting the gaze of the eyes meet your thumbs. With the exhale, let's bend the knees slightly and just swing the hands down and behind you. Again, inhale, swinging them back up, lifting up through the chest. You can create a little bit of a back bend. Exhaling just to swing the hands through and behind. And one more time, inhale to lift it up. Exhale to swing it through, let it go. Good, stay down this time. Take the hands in front of you, inhaling for just a halfway lift. On the exhale, we'll step both the feet back behind us, in, out, downward facing dog. Take a moment to sort out the feet and the hands, creating a softness around the knees. Again, if there needs to be little bouncing actions to relax the spine. And then let's just move on through a simple vinyasa to ease out and neutralize the spine. Take a long inhale to roll over the feet, getting your weight into the hands, shifting and extending the spine. And then with your exhale, just drop the knees, bend the elbows, bring the chest down to the mat. Lift it up into a back bend, inhaling to come high with your chest, lifting the gaze. Exhale, going back down, tucking the toes, lifting the hips back and high for your down dog. Wonderful. Take an inhale to lift the heels. Exhale to bend the knees, shift the gaze forward into the front of the mat, and then start to walk the feet back towards the top. Long inhale to extend the spine forward, reaching through the heart, and then exhale, releasing back down. Long inhale to take the hands up and over, giving yourself an extra stretch into the heart. With your exhale, take the hands in front of you. Good. Keep on breathing, keep on flowing. Inhaling, taking the hands up and over. Exhale once again, just bend the knees, take the hands down and connect with the mat. Take a halfway lift on your inhale for your long spine. We'll take the left foot now and take the exhale to step the left foot behind you, far behind you at the back end of the mat. Taking a long inhale to drop the left knee a little bit without touching the floor, just lifting through the chest. And an exhale to lift up the right hip slightly. Stay for one more breath here. And then with your next breath in, you push to the right foot, lift the hands over the sides of the body, come into a high lunge. With your breath out, opening up for a warrior two, just placing the back heel in parallel to the back end of the mat. Walking the front foot underneath the knee. And we'll just start to stretch the inner thighs away from each other slightly. Good. Easy deep breath. Deep and down into the belly. Good. With your next breath in, you start to flip the palm, stretch the front leg, take the gaze up and over your head. With your breath out, you take the hands into the hips, start to move all the toes slightly away from you, so heels in 45 degrees, toes out. Take a long breath in to stretch out through the chest. And then we take the next breath out to slide the hands down the insides of the thighs and place them on the knees while we sit low. You can lean a little bit weight forward. Give a little bounce into the shoulders, a little bounce into the hips. Good. Let's stretch the shoulders while we'll open up the hips. Let's take a long inhale to lift up through the chest. And then the long exhale to start to twist to the right while you look over the shoulder and move the left shoulder to the front. Good side stretch. One more time, back to center on the inhale. Exhale, right shoulder forward, look over the left. Let's do it once more per side. Inhale, take your time to find your way to center. Exhale, take your time to twist and look to the right. And one more time to the left, center on the inhale. And exhale over to the left. With your next breath in, we'll come back to center. With your breath out, slide the hands back underneath onto the hips. Start to stretch the legs, stretch the hands up. Move the left toes back forward, parallel to the mat, and the right toes forward to bend the knees back to your warrior two. Long inhale to reverse your warrior. Give yourself a nice side stretch by moving the right hand over your head. Exhaling, windmilling both hands down, stepping the foot forward, back to your forward fold. Take a halfway lift on your inhale, extending the spine. And a full forward exhale, bending the knees, keeping it soft. Rise to the top, long inhale to bring the hands over the side, stretching through the whole front line. Exhale, taking the hands back in front of the heart. Let's keep on flowing. Inhaling, hands up and over. Exhale, soft knees, soft gaze, soft neck. Halfway up on your inhale. And this time the right foot steps back behind you, coming into a low lunge, staying high on the fingertips and touching base with your right hip. You can give it slow, bouncing movements while you keep on breathing. And then we'll put the strength into the left foot, release the hands off the mat. Use the next breath in to come up into a lunge. You can bend the back knee to keep the lower back soft. And then from here, we'll again open it up for your warrior two. Back heel in, parallel to the back end of the mat. Front foot reaching forward, front hand reaching forward. Good, let's keep on breathing. I'll just turn around so that you can see. Again, we're preparing the inside of the legs to get us a little easier in the hips. If you have been sitting for a while, this might feel great to give it a slight stretch. Let's move the stretch a little deeper to the inner thighs this time. We'll take the next breath in to take the hands up and over again. Prepare. Exhale to take the hands into the hips. This time we'll move the left toes in slightly. Move the right toes in slightly. So the opposite of what we did before. Heels slightly out, toes slightly in. We give it another inhale to stretch up through the spine. Make yourself long. And then with the exhale, slightly start to pull the navel in while you reach the chest forward. If you have to, give the knees a little bend. And then connect the hands with the mat. Relax the head, no tension here in the neck. And then with your next inhale, you start to lift yourself halfway up, draw the shoulders away from the ears while you look forward. And then we go a little bit deeper on the exhale, just letting the upper body dangle down. Good. Concentrate on breathing deep into the belly. This is one of the most essential tools in yoga practice, our breath. Because the moment we breathe deeply, we are activating this vagus nerve that I've been talking in the beginning. That nerve that is communicating with our parasympathetic nervous system, that is calming us down. So give this another deep breath, as deeply as you can. And relaxing it back out. Let's come halfway up on the next inhale, slowly reversing the posture. With the exhale, we'll take the hands into the hips, shift the weight into the heels, slightly bend the knees, and then rise on the next inhale, lifting the hands with you over the sides. And then with your breath out, we turn the left foot back forward, open the hands over the side, back to your warrior two. Flip the left palm, reverse it for one inhale, leaning weight into the back foot, leaning over to the side. And then with your exhale, windmilling your hands down, stepping the feet back into downward facing dog. Good, in your downward facing dog, give yourself a few moments to release tension. If you feel them in the back, you might bend one knee at a time. All right. And then from here, we'll take the next breath in to lift the right leg off the ground, coming high to the left toes. And then take the breath out to move that right knee to the right elbow. Okay, do your best, grabbing the fingertips while you go. And while you're here, you step the right foot forward, aiming towards the outer edge of the right hand. If it doesn't go there at once, that's totally cool. You just walk it forward like this until you have it underneath the knee. And then we'll start to slowly drop the left knee down. So we have the hands on the inside of the leg. Looking forward in front of you, you can find a point that's somewhere under, like maybe half meter in front of the face. And start to drop the left hip down. Good. Let's give this a few breaths. Going into the outer hip of the right side now. And we just breathe into this. We let the body and the gravity do the work for us, while we are concentrating on stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system to wind us down. It's that easy. Good. Give it one more breath. And then with your next inhale, you just pick up the back knee, lift it back up behind you, and then step the foot back behind you into your down dog. Let's just go straight to the other side. With your next breath in, left leg lifts behind you, getting a stretch in the back side of the right leg. With the exhale, moving the left knee forward to the left elbow. Again, hold it here for a moment, looking to the outside of the left hand, flex the foot, and see how gracefully, without flinging it forward, you can step it there and connect it to the hand. No shame in walking the foot, just make sure it is underneath the knee so you have a safe angle here. And once you have that point, you start to drop the right knee. Good. So I know that for some of us, this can be a very challenging position. If that is you, I invite you to go really easy about this. So you might notice that the more you round the lower back and you take the weight away from the front leg, the less pressure you will have on the left hip itself. The more you let the hip sink down and reach the chest forward, the more intensely you will feel it in the left hip. So see if you can find that sweet spot for yourself that is neither too much or too less, right? So you want to have like a 60 to 70% kind of feeling of intensity in the stretching. One way you can still breathe without holding the breath, without using the face muscles to keep you there. Good. We'll have a few more breaths, triggering the backside, the back line of the body, and giving our body the signal that it's time to calm down. One more deep breath, make it the deepest. And then from here, we'll just pick up the back leg again, lift up the knee. And this time we step the foot forward. So left foot outside the left hand, we step the right foot outside the right hand until we have the preparation for our Malasana squat. So you will find out how close you will have the legs here. Maybe they're a little wider, maybe a bit closer. And you start to bring the hips behind the calves. For some of us, that means that the heels will lift. That's totally fine. If you can attempt to bring them down behind you. This will give a bit more rounding in the lower back, more decompression in the sit bones. If it's not possible, don't worry, just leave them high. And then find your options, since we will stay a few breaths. For the arms, you can either have them in front of you for support, or you can bring them to the inside of the legs, connecting the elbows with the knees. Wriggle yourself into place, and then starting to gently connect the palms, press them together while you press the knees away. And the knees gently press back. So this is an excellent way to take the tension out of your lower back. Find a good position for the neck. If it feels a bit strained and you're looking up, it might just mean that you simply have to look down. No need to make it complicated. Moving the breath in and out of the belly. You might feel it massaging the lower back. We have 2 more breaths to go. Last one. Good. And then from here we want to just make our way down onto the sit bones. If you're confident to do it without, you can just sit down from here, taking the hands in front of you. If you want more support, you can swing the hands back and support you behind you. I'll try it like this. And then release the feet. Okay, for the last position, we keep the knees pointing outwards. Keep on connecting the toes and the sole of the feet. Again, you might want to wriggle yourself into space a bit until you have a connection of the sit bones with the mat, and you leave the feet a little away from you. So it's not the one where you really want to close that gap. You want to have at least an upper body length in between us from the feet. Okay, and then from here, let's connect the hands down, lifting up through the chest. Start to connect with your breath. If you want, you can close the eyes for this one. Because we will slowly start to literally wind down by taking the spine down, starting from the top of the head. You can focus your attention there. And then we start to roll ourselves in, starting to drop the chin to the chest. Soften the face muscles. And then walking the fingertips forward a little bit while you let the shoulders drop to the front. Just let them hang, move the chest, curling in the chest, until you feel that the neck will start to hang down. Once that is the case, you can keep on walking the fingertips forward. Keep on rounding the vertebra of the spine until you find a comfortable position to dangle in. Maybe you can place the elbows on the shins or on the knees. Maybe you're not that far down. It could also look a little bit more like this. But you will feel where the point is that you can really give up the tension and just surrender it to gravity, basically. And this is exactly the point I invite you to stay and just breathe into it. This position is actually taken out of my Yin toolbox. Yin yoga is that type of yoga where we want to take the tension out of the muscle and actually let go of the muscle so that we can reach the fascia and the connective tissue around it. In order to do that, I invite you to take a deep breath into the belly through the nose. And on the breath out, relax the breath out through the mouth, soften the belly, and let go of the back muscles. Repeat this a few more times if it helps you, focusing your attention on the exhales. Once you feel that the back is more relaxed, you can slowly start to take that same approach into the hips, letting the knees become as heavy as they can be. Relaxing the thighs, the calves, and the feet. How heavy can the head be? See if you can take any rest tension out of the neck. This is an excellent position for any time that you need to quickly wind down. You can use it before you go to sleep, or if you find yourself not being able to fall asleep. Anything that stretches the backside of the body, we call it the superficial backline. It's a direct signal for the body to calm down. It's great to release stress. Let's give this position 2 more deep breaths in your own time. Again, filling it into the belly, breathing in through the nose, breathing it out through the mouth, letting go. And then slowly, slowly we'll start to rewind out of the posture. First of all, start to walk the hands back to somewhere where you can use them to support you. And I invite you to come out of this really slowly, like slow motion, because we've been hanging there quite a while. So the fascia and these connective tissues will take a moment to come back to normal. So give yourself time to walk the hands back. And then take the attention with you while you move yourself back up, letting it wander from the sit bones slowly up through the spine while you unfold it. Through the middle, between the shoulder blades. And then at last you will start to lift the head back in line with the spine, letting the shoulders drop back down. Just take a moment to feel into that. And then from here, we'll just close the practice by moving the feet a little closer, finding maybe a cross-legged seat that's comfortable for you. Creating a bit more length in the spine again. If you want, you can move the hands together in front of the heart. Drawing the attention within. And maybe finding an intention for yourself. Something that you want to take with you from the mat into the rest of the day. Thank you for your practice, and I wish you a wonderful day.